Did you know about 9% of people that actually set New Year's goals actually achieve them? So that doesn't mean not to set goals at all, because the goals are important because they actually send direction to where your new year is going to go. So today we're going to actually break down how to set goals the right way and actually as a couple. So I have my beautiful wife here. She's a part of that 9% that actually achieved goals, accomplished what she wanted, and I'm a part of that 91% that didn't do what they had to do. So basically, we're gonna bring our minds together to be able to break down how to actually achieve these goals. But I'm gonna introduce my honey, Sharnay Abrams, and I'm Jalon Abrams. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome. Yeah, I'm excited. I have been very goal oriented. I worked in a field where everything was around goals and metrics, and there were some parts of that I hated. But when it came to achievement, being able to track excellence and track actually being successful in what I wanted to accomplish, it's helped me in like just undescribable ways. So us together now married, last year we were married part of the year, but we didn't go back and readjust our goals. So this year we're starting in a fresh space together to plan, to orient, and to really accommodate a lot of places that we can like partner with each other to be successful this year.
Yeah, because it's definitely very important because we didn't want to go into this year and just saying we're just one person because like she's an accomplisher stuff, I'm not. So we want to make sure we are doing it as a team. So what is the first topic you want to hit? Because you're the expert. I'm just here. I'm here to follow the ride.
Yeah, well, I think I'll start with just talking about the process of how we figured out how we wanted to do goals. So there are so many different ways to create goals. For us, we did a combination of journaling as well as creating a calendar. And so when it came to how we figured that out, it's just how we both like to learn. So we both like journaling. If you watched any of our previous podcast episodes, writing things down also is one of those achievement things with goals that people that write things down are more likely to achieve their goals. So we wanted to have something that was pen to paper. We wanted to write the vision to make it plain. We also wanted to be able to have clear ways to see not only the goals we had together, but to hold each other accountable. So having something physically written down worked for us. If you like something digital and that's what works for you and your sweetheart, then by all means, you can use something digital, an app, a shared Google Calendar. But whatever it is, the most important thing as a couple is that it's something that's going to be visible to you both and something that helps with both of your minds. Like it's something that both of your minds can orient around when it comes to understanding what it looks like to achieve a goal.
Yeah, and a point that she talked about, I just want to make sure it's broken down more, is that when you actually are coming together to make these goals as a couple, is that you're making the goals together. So it's not I got my list of 10, she got her list of 10, and we're bringing it together. It's like we're making a list of 10 things together and actually discussing it. So actually we sat down, we listed all the things that we thought was important to us and how to actually achieve them, break them down. So I think it was very cool how we did it because we actually are making like strategically going through everything. And then what she was talking about, being able to write it down in a journal. So it's now you can write it down. I see it, she sees it, and I think it's better to keep someone accountable that way instead of just trying to say you said you was gonna do this. Now let's do it that way because it's more of an argument. You know what I mean? Because so you're being a couple, y'all trying to do everything together. Two is better than one. You want to make sure that y'all are moving in unity when accomplishing things because trying to hold somebody accountable without writing it down is tough, you know?
It's definitely different. I think planning like together this year versus like some of the things we've done independently, but even coming to the concept of wanting to plan together. One thing I like about setting goals is also walking through what went really well your past year. And for us, a lot of the things that did go well and that we did accomplish were things in partnership and even just holistically. So, like one big goal that we both knew last year was getting married. And so we partnered together. I know, like, when you think about weddings, sometimes for the woman, it's like it's your dream thing. You plan it out all by yourself, but it was really fun planning it with Jalan. I was grateful that, even though, of course, I was the one with the Pinterest boards and like pulling all of those pieces, that then we're having our meetings and I'm getting his opinion on these things. And so, like, high level, it's like, okay, here are different color combinations for this season. What do you think? And then getting granular on the ones that he liked, and then what themes would go with this. Like, all those different pieces we built together. And so, within 2 months of getting engaged, had a beautiful wedding in our home with our loved ones there. And so we just thought about a lot of these things, our trip to Mexico and a
Oh,
lot
wait a
of
minute, wait a
places.
minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me talk about the wedding a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, no, it was definitely fun to do it together. It wasn't just the Charnay's the bridezilla and she's the only one to do it. We actually was able to do it the process together, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, we definitely enjoyed doing things together and just kind of like I like something, she likes something, we kind of put it together. She likes something I don't like. We kind of have that conversation, but I think it's just all about respect when you are trying to build something together because you got to know that y'all are not going to agree on everything. So that's like the main thing. You're not going to agree on every single thing, but coming together is going to be better than just all her idea or all just my idea.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I think you have to also have a space of like-mindedness, just in general, thinking about like that partnership because that made it easy. So that way, all of this planning was really fun. We did the things like, going to restaurants, figuring out because you did like a private dining experience. So we went on different days, got dressed up, and just tried different places we hadn't been to, got to scope out the area for where we want to take photos. I remember
Yeah.
going into Uptown and just walking around together. And we just had a really fun process.
That
And
was
again,
fun.
in 2 months, like
Yeah.
did all of those things and
Yeah.
did it together. So there's just so much value in that partnership of something that if I would have tried to do that all by myself, or if he would have tried to do it all by himself, we look back and it's like if we can do that in 2 months, what can we do in a whole year if we work together?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. That's a great point. Just have that same mindset. 'Cause it's not gonna be easy. Like it's not. We made it look easy once it was all done, but everything didn't turn out how it was 100% supposed to be. But it was a beautiful thing. It was probably like 99% because we enjoyed it, we loved it, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great job.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
job.
So that I think for us just was like a pinnacle of us realizing, all right, if we can do these things, if you watch the episode about us planning and purchasing the house, which is also something that we did not do in
By ourselves. Yeah,
yeah, like by
yeah,
ourselves. And it wasn't a long process. We probably started looking in maybe March and we were solidifying everything in May
yeah.
for the
Yeah,
house. Yeah.
because I think the point that you're trying to make here that we want to make sure y'all understand is that don't just say you have your own vision and you're like we're just gonna do that and run with it because you can't because you're with someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all both gotta enjoy it. Like we wasn't gonna pick a house if I only liked it. Wasn't gonna pick a house only if Charnay liked it.
Mm.
Wasn't gonna pick a wedding venue. Wasn't gonna pick food for the wedding or where we wasn't gonna pick nothing. Is that like we like it? And we just like all right, well we just gonna do it because you like it. No, it's like we both have to like it. So that's what we're thinking about. We're moving on to setting goals together, making sure it's something that both of us can do. If I can work out 7 days a week, I'm not gonna say I'll go together to work out 7 days a week because Charnay might not. So you want to make sure you're doing things together. Did I move too far?
No, I feel like you're excited to jump into goals. All right. So, yes, we've leveled with you. We set the foundation. Why should you plan together? What's the value of planning together? So, now we'll hop into our planning. So, I'll need my note for this. So, if you see me looking down, don't judge me.
It's all good. We doing this together. That's the main thing.
LOL. All right. So we make categories. And so we're just going to go through some of ours, give you some ideas of what it looks like. And hopefully this will just spark inspiration, right? So, fun fact about how we did this as well is that, again, together, right? So I had listened to a teaching from a ministry I follow and had some ideas. But then also when we got together, then I'm like, okay, I have a couple ideas, but I'm really open. And Jalan's like, all right, I'm plugging in Chat GPT. And it between the ideas that I had some examples, Chat GPT's examples, and then us
Chat
just
G.
Chat GPT. I think I just like combined it all.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Chat GPT examples, we were able to solidify some ideas and make them unique to us. So definitely feel free to pull in whatever sources make sense to you. But that helped us to align and just get some inspiration and then be more honed in on what we wanted to accomplish this year.
Mhm, mhm. I don't know. Was
Any
that a
thoughts?
spot for me to go in? No, I was
I was about to hop in, but I wanted to
yeah, no,
pause.
I was just waiting for you to say the goals. I don't got nothing to say. I'm
Okay,
right here.
cool. All
You
right.
part of the
So
9%. I'm on the 91%. I need to be listening. Let me get my notes down. Start
anyway,
writing this.
so for each goal, we are believers. So we have a scripture assigned for each goal. So if you are walking with Christ in faith, I would say that's something we encourage you to do. Have something that you are praying and believing God with through his word about what you're praying for. So we did that for every topic that I walked through. And then we also had like just a short mission statement, right? For what that means for us. I think we wanted to develop not only a goal, but a why. And then not only a why, but strategy. And so want to just bring you through each piece of that so you have very clear direction on what this will look like for you and your partner, for your spouse.
Yeah, and pretty much the reason why we did it because we want to treat this relationship kind of like a business. So it's not a business because you are married, but like thinking about like your mission statement for you're thinking about your job, right? Your job, they pretty much have their goals. You always say your mission statements during your meetings and all that stuff. And then pretty much they try to make sure you set all these things. So we try to kind of like do it the same way. So we're still gonna make it fun. We ain't gonna be strict like your job is on you all the time. But we want to make sure that we have why we're doing this, and then what the goal is and actually how to do it so we can actually make sure we accomplish it. Don't just say, hey, I want to do whatever 5 times a week, or I want to be able to make 10,000. You got to actually break it down and know why. The why is very important.
Correct, correct. All right, so we started with our health goals. So for both of us, we just know that not only having a long life, but having a long, enjoyable life is important. So, like Jalon spoke to a little earlier, he knows that his goals that he has independently are going to be different from the ones I have independently. So, we thought about what it looked like for us to make some goals together. And for health goals, I think the biggest thing that we wanted to do is make it something that's relational and that kept it fun. So for us, we really enjoy cooking, and that was like sort of like how we hit it off when we first started talking. And with that, that's always a way that we connect. So we were like, hey, healthy eating means we're going to probably try some different recipes this year. Let's set a day in the week where we try a new healthy recipe and we cook it together. So that was something simple that was natural for us to integrate. It would also allow us to have more time to bond together, and ultimately like met that why of us both being on the same goal, being healthy. We also wanted to integrate like adding more fresh raw fruits and veggies to every meal. So again, something simple that we can do
That's
together.
not simple. That's hard. That's hard. Cause I'm just saying, like, thinking about it. Cause I just want you to just let them know it's easy. It's not easy to add vegetables. So y'all all know like the food pyramid, right? And then you see they got the vegetables there, they got the fruit there. They honestly want you to be doing those things 5 to 7 times a day, eating those things. So you got to make sure like you get your servings worth of it. So your morning time, usually you're gonna be eating eggs. People eat pancakes. Most of the time, people are not eating greens or fruits during there. You want to add it into that. Lunchtime comes around, you probably eating burgers, fries. You might not be eating vegetables there either. So you want to make sure you add it there. And the same thing with dinner. That's the only time you might actually eat something healthy. So every single time we eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, we're making sure we put some kind of fruit, some kind of vegetable in there to make sure we get the right amount. Don't try to say it's easy. This ain't easy. You don't set goals because something is easy. You set goals because it's hard and this is something you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I guess I'm feeling good. We're on day 7 of the year and we've done it so far, right? I mean, it was being intentional, which will sort of get into strategy,
Yeah.
but and sorry, we're sort of fleshing this out live. Do you want to go through strategy after each goal or go through all the goals then go through our strategy, how we develop
No, go
them?
go go go. So go through all the topics and then go through strategy. Because strategy is all gonna be in one. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, you can chop that out if you like.
No, I'm not chopping nothing. No, y'all seen it all. We're doing this as a team. Did you see that just now? Did you see that communication? That is what we're talking about. Doing it as a couple. She didn't just go into what she wanted to do. She checked in. Not joking.
I mean, that's really how it works. That's how we navigate things. So speaking of navigating things together, walking is a very simple thing that both of us enjoy. And we like talking. So it allows us to talk together like we always do. We always are chatting anyway, so we can just do it on the go. Go check our mail, walk around the neighborhood, do prayer walks if you want to. But either way, it just allows us to have some time. So just some examples. Something else that I thought was really cute. Our parents go to the gym together. So they both have this space where they have different things they'll do. Like mom likes to do her workout classes. Dad likes to do his own individual workouts. Will, network a bit, chat with people who have that kind of relationship building.
Oh, my dad talks more than me. My dad talks more than me. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I think the point of that as an example is there's still unity in that, right? Like every day that they set to go, there's an expectation that both of them will be going and both of them going together. And so even if they're doing some things independently, there's still that unity of the fact that every day we are both going with the goal to work out. What's underneath that goal may be a bit different, but that way we're still holding each other to the space of this is when we set intentional time to work out. So again, just giving you flexibility that yours may look a little different than ours, but still there's spaces for you to figure out what that looks like for there to be unity and for you to both have a like-minded goal that you can encourage each other in and keep each other holding on to throughout the year.
Yeah, and like I said, it's all about that communication. So for me, I go to the gym a lot, and I can't tell Charnay to come to the gym as much time as I can. And that's just unfair. You know what I mean? That's an unfair goal, and it'll be the same thing for something she likes to do a lot that I don't. So it's unfair. So that's why we decided to select walking because that's something that she can get her steps. I didn't get my steps too, and we're doing it together. So it's a couple goal. So I think that's pretty cool.
Cool. So our next big thing was finances. So a lot of the goals here we built had to do with how we wanted to save, different accounts that we wanted to build together. For us, that goal was generational wealth. And so a lot of the goals that we built are thinking about not only us being good for the now, but us being good for the future. One thing that I think everybody again has a unique way that they do, but it's important is having agreement and unity in your finances when married. Like for Jelon to have his own complete like saving goals and for me to be completely in the dark about it, for me to have my own saving and investment goals and him be in the dark about it, that's not okay. When you're married, you are one. Again, biblically thinking about that Christian mindset, you are one body. And so for you to be moving in a space, again, thinking about that unity, it doesn't mean that he may not have some things that he wants to save independently, some things that I'm saving from business endeavors independently, but we're both aware of these saving goals. We're both looking at all of our accounts together, how things are growing, how our investments are growing. Should we add more here? Should we move things there? These are conversations we have together. So, God forbid, because we're leaving, believing God for Psalms 91, we're going to have a long life and, salvation, all of that good stuff. But let's say even just something small, like, Jelon, needed to be out for a week or got a tooth pulled and he's out for a week. I don't know, something silly. But if there's a space where I needed to navigate the finances, I could do so independently. If he needed to navigate it, he knows where everything is. He can do it independently. And it's not like I would be like, I don't even know. I don't know his account stuff. I don't know how to get to his health savings plan.
Yeah.
We know things for each other. You
Mhm.
should have agreement and you should have unity in that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's actually a really big one that I was listening to Anthony O'Neill. He's saying one of the big things for like divorce is because of money problems, and he kind of broke it down really good. So I'm gonna actually just copy off his paper and put it in this episode. But the thing about it is like the reason why we're able to do this because we had conversations about money before we actually got married. You know what I mean? It's not now that she's saying, "Hey, let me see your accounts," and I'm like, "I don't want her to see. I don't got nothing in here." You know what I mean? Or I don't want her to know that I got all this in here. So you want to have that conversation before, is because the thing about it is like this society is so big into like sex and the bodies and all this stuff. And that's the conversation y'all want to have. Oh, how many bodies you got? This, what's your favorite position? And all that nonsense. Talk about money. Like how much money you have. Well, what is your, how much you have in retirement? What's your credit? Those are the conversations that y'all need to be having. Not about what's your favorite position. I can do this to you, girl. No, that's not okay. Y'all honestly shouldn't be doing that until y'all married. So y'all shouldn't be having them conversations at all. Talk about money so when you actually get into the position where y'all are now married and y'all are one, y'all not having issues because y'all ain't talk about that.
Yeah, no, that's that's true. It's really important there are things that you should know before you become one with someone. And if you're already one and you're finding these things out, then hey, welcome to knowing your person more, because now you're at least in a space where you both having understanding. You can start again setting goals and being intentional about what it looks like. Goals for your savings, for your investment. There's certain business endeavors you want to do, any of those things. But again, there should just be a space where there's nothing hidden from each other. You're moving in that unity in all those spaces, especially finances.
Yeah, and also put a number on it. Don't be scared to put a number on it as well, like how much you want to save, how much you want to invest. Like my goal, I ain't gonna talk about numbers right now, but yeah, make sure you put a number on it.
Yeah.
That's between me and my wife.
Yeah.
That's between you and your wife and whoever, or your husband, your spouse.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So we made our financial goals. Then we made our marriage goals. So these are just unique to what we want to do as a couple. Really, for us, a lot of the things are just keeping up those date nights, keeping up fun activities. As silly as it may like feel to be planning this, we're really busy, like just with creating, with content, with work, with all the different things. It's very easy to just get into a loop on a Saturday and to be editing, recording, writing, studying, going to church. And then it's like, did we even go on a date this weekend? Did we hang out and do something? So we realized that we got into a habit of that. And I mean, we're still around each other, but we're like, hey, when we were dating, we were really intentional about, let's go here, let's try this thing together. It was a way for us to continue to build memories and get to know each other. So set goals around that. Don't feel silly to do it. It won't get easier. I know, not in a bad way. It's just as you start growing your family, having children, you'll find even more things that can take up your time. So it's good to just go ahead, and if you realize, oh, we sort of can, find times that we're not really still investing in that way, to go ahead and set it into your goals so that you have consistent times that you're doing those fun things.
Yeah.
So one thing we have,
Can,
and
can
then
I can
I'm
I
done.
can I
I'm
do a
sorry.
little bit?
I'm
Can I do a
sorry.
little bit?
Okay.
You out here
All
just
right.
tell it the whole thing. You want to do it?
Yeah.
I can leave. I'll let you do your show.
Where's the unity?
No, so yeah, so basically what we've done, and I don't know how have we did it. I guess we just started when we were married, right? Right when we started doing our date nights.
No, we've been doing fun nights since
Gotcha. Yeah.
yeah.
Um yeah, basically we've been just doing Wednesdays are our fun nights. So it's not always going out to the town, getting a fancy dinner. It might just be coming in the house and doing something fun. Like one night we did painting. We painted each other. That was fun. I did mine. Paint picture was better than hers. It wasn't. Or we might just be watching a movie or watching a bunch of little Netflix sitcoms, but it's just something that we can do to making sure that we're spending time with each other. We don't have our cell phones, we don't have our laptops, so we're not working, we're not doing anything, which is hard for me because I'm trying to do my podcast every single day. Like I'm trying to edit, trying to do this, but I say that's a day that I'm not going to do nothing to make sure I give her her time and she gives me her time. You know what I mean? Her free time as well, and that's something that y'all want to make sure y'all do just every a week. Y'all should get a day a week, at least, and y'all don't have to do nothing expensive. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also as long as and also having those date nights. Another thing that you also want to do is have I guess we don't call it couple meetings because we call it marriage meetings because we're married, but I would say also have couple meetings as well to actually talk about your goals and just talk about how you can be a better mate. Just have that conversation of you being wide open, like, hey, how am I doing as a husband? And like whatever she says, you got to accept it. Y'all have a conversation from there. Don't get defensive because that's the point of having those meetings. So you can actually have the discussions there instead of having an argument later.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm looking at my notes. All right. So after that, we had community goals. So these are going to be the ones around our family, around our friendships, whether that's growing your friendships, being more intentional about the friendships that you have, things that you want to do with your family, maybe trips you want to take. All of those things fall into that bucket. There's so much importance of having wise counsel, and so we never want to neglect the people close to us or neglect the value of having people close to us and in community with us. So setting goals around that was really important because we wanted to make sure that we gave that space and time as well.
Yeah.
Cool. And then Our fun goals, um, similar but different from our like
I'm
fun
sorry. I'm
marriage
sorry. I'm gonna
things.
go back to the
Gonna go back? Okay.
yeah, I'll go back to the community. Yeah. So pretty much building that community of finding people kind of like us. So our goal is to find married couples. You know, we don't really have a number on how many, but right now we need at least one. So if y'all watching this and y'all a married couple and y'all say, "Hey, we kind of cool," we need somebody. You
No, see,
know.
you the opposite. I wasn't gonna put a lot of business out there. 'Cause now the married couples, it's like, hey, let's hang out. And then you got people that swingers and stuff sliding in DMs, and it's like, no, we're looking for
Oh, Lord.
Christian married couples trying to grow their faith, thinking about starting or early stages of, those things, businesses, creative endeavors. We not just trying to hang out with anybody. You out here like, yeah, let's be friends. Go to the casino. We're not trying to go and make just anybody our friends. So I wasn't gonna say
I
that.
was just saying it for the episode. I wasn't really gonna tell them to hit us up. We
No, I'm
need.
just saying you put that out there. It's like all of a sudden people is like, oh man, let's hang out. And it's like, let's not. We're very specific criteria.
Go on to the next subject, please.
I was trying, you the one that went backwards. I was moving into fun. So, our fun goals are just things you want to do. So, for you, maybe that's vacations, whether it's ones locally, going out of the country, things you've never done together, right? Activities. So, for us, a lot of things like there's simple things we haven't done together. Like I want to go to the state fair and just stuff we like, just
Cause
want to do
you've never
together.
been to the state fair, right? That's
No,
crazy.
no, I've never been. We
Yeah, that's
going this year.
crazy. Yeah, because actually it was so I grew up in Raleigh. That's where the state fair is, and I just kind of take it for granted because I'm like, I ain't trying to go to no state fair. And she said she's never been. I'm like, dang, I gotta
Never
go.
been. I've been to like the little small local fairs and stuff. I mean, it was cute, whatever, but
I'm
it's
just
not the
saying, how many
state
how
fair.
many times do you need funnel cakes? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Whew, a million. Love funnel cakes.
I just they need to change something, man. It'd be the same rides, same food. I remember I
It
had
don't be the
a
same food. They always got new people and new stuff. I mean, granted, half of that stuff I probably can't eat,
yeah.
but I can
I know
see
I
it.
know the first time I had a candy apple, I almost broke my teeth. I was like, oh, can let me get a candy apple? I bit into it. I said, ah. And when I finally got into it, I'm like, it's just an apple down here. It's just
What
like
what did you think it was?
I'm just saying, it's like once you get through the candy, you eat an apple. And I'm like, I don't want no healthy apple.
All right, so have fun. Make sure that you set intentional time to have fun together as a couple. Write some things you haven't done together, some things you want to do together. Like no matter how many fun things that we've done, I know people did like the alphabet dating for a minute. That was trending. Just find different ways for you to find places in your city, in your town, things that you haven't done together. You never want to stop growing relationally. That should always be a goal.
You want to break down what the alphabet dating was, or no?
Sure. So it was a concept where you just found a different activity for every letter of the alphabet. So we just saw people doing like a little video and it would be like,
Like A is
A,
for arcade, B
yeah,
is for bowling, C is for come on,
cooking.
cooking,
We're
D
not
is
going to actually
for
go through all of them, are we? That wasn't in the notes. Our last one was creative goals. So as I spoke to a little bit earlier, we have the podcast. Um, episodes we do together. Jalon has his own podcast. I have my own podcast. And this is just the sort of tip of things that we even want to do creatively. So that means that we have to have a lot of intentional goals. But a lot of the goals that we implemented are ones around the things we are doing together. So even now, we were looking and we are like, dang, um, just with everything going on, the later half of last year, we really didn't record much together. And this is a space we really enjoy as well. And we have a lot of ideas for ways that we can, be encouraging to others, give ideas and concepts for ways that we've navigated it, and specifically for creative strategy and things of that nature. So we want to lean into more of that this year.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, definitely the creative thing is very big. I think this is the one area that we are a little different on. So a lot of things we're just making sure we do everything together. This is more of we have this podcast, but a lot of the creative stuff we do is separated. But we did make sure that we have like days that we're like, okay, this is gonna be our creative day. You do your thing, you do my thing. I do my I do. Yeah, we both we both are gonna have the day where we're actually making sure we're focused on it and also coming together and for ideas together. So let's say if it's a solo podcast for me, she might help me out a little bit. Her solo podcast for her, help her out a little bit, or find other creative ways to also make money as well. Because the goal when you're being creative, being a content creator, you want to make money. So we're just always coming together and trying to learn different things. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that was the goals. Again, feel free to add, take away whatever it looks like for you in your relationship, but just create some foundation for what these look like. Now, this is where you get into the fun part, or I guess the fun part for me. I like to organize things. So this is where I geek out. We were trying to figure out what, again, is the best way for us to both have visibility. And so we did the journaling together of the goals so that we both have a place where each day as we journal, we can go back, recall those things, or count them. Now, when it came to implementing them, we decided to make a calendar together. So we actually saw this on TikTok, right?
TikTok
Was it
might have
Insta?
been YouTube. It
YouTube?
was on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts, there was a young lady who made a calendar. Now, she made hers like a big, like fold out, like science presentation board. We ended up getting like the big, like $5 calendars just so we can still build out each month, but we can just sort of focus 1 month at a time versus seeing for me, like that was overwhelming. Like I like goals, but I'm also used to working on monthly goals. So I think that's sort of why I'm used to looking at everything for a month and then breaking down every month into a week and then breaking every week into the day. So you want me to do that for 12 months? It's like, baby, I quit. Let me just take it 1 month at a time. So that's how we're doing ours. We might adjust and try something different. Again, maybe when we looked at
Oh,
it really,
you gotta break it down a little
well,
more.
I'm going to, I'm sort of high leveling. I'm keep breaking it down.
You be moving
I've been
on.
moving though.
Yes.
We talked about that like kind of calendar. I'm going to break down the granular in a second, but she had a fold out calendar. Honestly, I'm gonna probably work on editing and putting some like images. So like here, like we'll see how that goes. But there's different ways that you can do it. Again, you can use a digital calendar. We wanted to do a physical one. That way we could write everything down, see it, keep it in our shared space. And so with that,
Boom,
show them
boom,
the
boom, boom,
calendar, babe.
boom. Hey, you
Hey,
probably can't
hey,
read it because it's not in focus, but yeah, you
hey.
got a big old. Well,
So this is our calendar. So how we did it is, so you have every day of the week, and then we have our own color sticky notes. So pink is for things we do together. The blue is going to be Jalan's, and then this neon yellow is my color. So this allows us to have visibility into important things, especially now that we're married. It's like not only the creative things, but like you have a doctor's appointment, you have a dentist appointment, like things that you may in conversation talk about, but then you maybe forget later on in the
yeah.
month it's coming, but it's important to know for that
Yeah,
person.
because it definitely would be bad. Like, let's say she had a doctor's appointment and she's just sleeping. Because I wake up early, so then she had a doctor's appointment at like 8 o'clock and she's sleeping. She wakes up at 8:30. I had a doctor's appointment. Like I ain't know. So it's like it's good to have it on there. So it's like I told you before. And it's like now we have it on the calendar. So if I forget and like she oversleeps or something like that, it's my fault. You're not gonna oversleep because you're good like that. But it's just an example. She didn't
Yeah,
get to.
honestly, I was thinking more about like the trending videos where the women were showing them telling their husband something, and then they told them like 5, 6 times, and then the date came, and they were like, "Wait, this is happening," and they was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Girlies, get you a calendar, okay? Get you some physical receipts." So we're like, "No, no, no. We talked about this. This is happening on this date, and I told you, and it's written down. So what's happening here?" So
That's the same
girls,
thing. It's the
help
same thing I
yourself out.
said. That's the same thing I said. You just reversed it to say I forgot. It's all good.
Maybe. But the point is get you one of them. Okay? Get you one of those.
Yeah,
Get you
but breaking down this a little more, we might actually zoom it in so you can see a closer version of it. But basically, we just got the big calendars every day, and then the reason why we like the sticky notes because it's bright to know that okay, this day this is what we did, and when we did it, we check it off. So now if we go to our review at the end of the week, what did we do, what did we not do, and now what we can improve because hey, we didn't do this when we're supposed to.
Correct, correct. So it gives us just more cadence on recognizing the things that not only are going on, but also being able to check off that we're accomplishing things or not accomplishing things. That way we can adjust our goals more swiftly. Because at the end of the day, for me with sales, a lot of things was about recognizing like as soon as possible in your month if you're not tracking the way you need to track. So that way you can readjust your goals because maybe your goal is too light, maybe your goal is too aggressive. And that way you are like you can see what's happening with it. And so sometimes with goals, when you're not tracking them this way, this can sound intense. Some of y'all might be watching this and be like, maybe it's not that serious. But look, if you're trying to get to it this year, you're trying to get to it, okay? Do what you got to do. So it might seem like a lot, but I would say be open to it, especially if you had a year last year where you're like, I really didn't get much done. Okay, we'll get you a calendar. It's $5. We're putting links in the bottom. Get you a calendar, get you some sticky notes. Okay, get your marker. We also got some of this little fancy tape to put the sticky notes down so they wouldn't flap everywhere, but that's optional. We're going to put some links in the show notes so you can get you some items and figure out what this looks like and some different options for calendars because the girls like option. I know the guys might be like, anything is fine. Girls, for you, we're going to put options. Okay, so figure out what you like, but don't stop yourself from being successful this year when you could spend like $30 to put something in place that's going to help you have strategy.
Yeah, yeah, that's which is very, very important. I love just being able to see, what did I do? Because you just think about, man, what did I do this year? What did I do in January? And you look and you got nothing done, but you don't have any way to review on how much you did. You might think you're doing a lot. And I think that's the one thing when people are like super busy, they think they're doing something like, man, I was just so busy, but you really didn't do nothing when you actually go back and look. So it's always good to have that record of knowing how much you actually did or what you can do so you can be able to make sure you actually get closer to that goal you actually have.
Absolutely. There's a lot of busy people that are not productive. And
Hmm.
that's a shame. Like,
Yeah, it's those dumb people that be you ever see somebody that's just like they're working at a place and they running all fast and walking. They ain't doing nothing. They trying to look busy, but they ain't doing nothing. Y'all was fast walking for no reason. Oh
I
gosh,
mean,
oh god. Hey, hold on, like I said it. Bro. Sorry.
so that is a big part of our strategy. And then getting granular, one piece that is on our calendar as well is our marriage meetings. So Jalan referenced that a little earlier. These are those meetings where now everything that we spoke to, we're going back and walking through them, right? We can set smaller goals. So like I said, I like doing things in like month, and then small goals that we can implement into each week, small things we can do each day. So like for us, right? Hey, we want to eat this many vegetables each day, so we can track that. So that when we have that meeting and we also are doing our grocery planning, what did we do, right? Are there a bunch of veggies in the fridge that we didn't eat? Did we this week? I'm actually very proud of us. We went through almost everything,
Yeah,
and
we
it
gotta buy
is
more.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we
So
gotta
we are
we ate too
achieving the
much.
goal.
We ate too
So
much.
that's good. But we sort of underestimated how much fruit and veggies we would eat. So those things help you keep, track of how you can adjust the goal. So again, it may
And
seem like it's
hold
a
on.
lot, but
And
it's
them vegetables is expensive. That's all I gotta say. So if y'all want to do that, be careful. I bought grapes, right? I didn't know, like, I don't buy grapes like that, so I didn't realize how much they cost. So I saw like one, I think it was like 119 or something. It was one and change. I said, one and change for some grapes. I said, shoot, that's all right. I went to the thing scanned it. It was like $7. I said, dang.
that's per pound.
I didn't know that. That's what I'm just saying. It didn't say that on there. I just saw it was just like it was cheaper than the red ones. So I said, I'm buying the green ones.
Grace was banging though. We ate those for like 2 days.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so we'll be planning, adjusting.
Not buying grapes. Anything but grapes.
I
It's
don't know.
too expensive.
Just gotta look at the sales papers. Anyway, all these things you can add into the successful measures of like how you can implement goals. So I think it will be worth it. Again, it may feel like a lot initially. You don't have to use bright color sticky notes if you don't want to use those.
Nah,
It's
use
just
use the
stuff we
bright.
wanted to do.
Nah,
But
I think it's important to use the bright color ones because they stick out. Because like this, for example, I don't even know y'all can really see it. It might just be blurry, but this, for example, if everything was just written, you're just gonna be like going through it. You're not gonna really know like this is important. I think everything is like important, but it's like if it's I know we said for couples, if it's for yourself, like, okay, this is my fitness thing, this is my health thing, this is my money thing. You know what I mean? So it's better to see it bright because now it's like, alerting your mental like, hey, this is important for this day. Instead of just writing it down, it's like every day is the same when you just write it down.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say that that's a lot of the pieces about as far as how we did things. And one thing that we may follow up, I was just thinking, I was like, we went through all the positives, all the good things. This is still new. So one thing that we really didn't think about is like maybe challenges or like how to adjust around those challenges. But again, maybe after Q1, if we realize there were some like kinks in the plan, we'll come back and be like, hey y'all, here's how Q1 went, give y'all an update. And if there are things that God gave us strategy and wisdom on how to navigate, we'll definitely come back. But right now we're on the up and up. Again, like I said, we're easing into it, 7 days in, which is very early. Everybody starts off the new year hype, like, yeah, we gonna do it. We like, yeah, we eating vegetables, yeah, fruit
Going to the
here, fruit
gym, we
there,
walking, we doing the
walking with
saving
God,
money.
walking in the street. I'm like, I'm feeling good, feeling great. So hopefully we're still on that same track. I think we will be, no doubt.
Yeah.
But
But I think that the good thing about doing it as a couple is that when one person falls off, the other person picks the other person up. What's that scripture, baby?
Ecclesiastes
Come on now.
4:12.
Come on now. We'll get oh, four. Oh, you did it, said it already. Yeah. Say it
Hmm.
again. Say it again.
I believe it's Ecclesiastes 4:12. I remember. I believe
It's
it's.
in our notes.
Oh,
That's one of our things we read in the morning. We were reading scripture in the morning too.
we do.
Cause I read it this morning. That's how I know.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me go to my other note just to confirm. Got a lot of notes.
Yeah, go to the Bible app. Make sure that's the right one. But that is, I do remember. I did read it because it's like two. It's two different verses.
Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9 through 12. I remember landing on 12, but
You don't gotta read it. That's
yeah.
fine. They got it. They got
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
we'll put it in the notes. But that's actually one of our anchor scriptures for togetherness, for the why of what we're doing and planning this year. So just believing the promise of God over the agreement between us both and our intentionality that we're going to see a lot of the things that we're believing God for come to pass.
Yeah, and that's like I said. That's why we really want to just press the doing this together. Don't, especially if you're a couple and you're looking towards marriage, or if you are a marriage couple. We're not experts. We're not even a year into marriage, but this is something that we're trying, and hopefully we see success. But definitely making sure y'all do it together because, like I said, one person's falling off, one person's not feeling like it. I don't feel like eating vegetables. Shawnee's gonna be like, hey. Let's go. You got to, throw broccoli in my mouth. You got to eat the broccoli.
Feeding you grapes.
Feeding me grapes. but it's definitely gonna help because when you're doing your goals by yourself, it's definitely days I don't feel like going to the gym. Might be days that Shawnee don't feel like being creative. But doing it together and knowing that the other person is doing it as well, it helps out. So like example, we do have our walking. Both of us are going walking. One person doesn't feel like doing it. Other person's like, we're walking. So it's definitely, I think it's really gonna help you out by doing it as a couple. And make sure if you got this far and you don't have your significant other with you, you should better start over and watch it with them.
Run it
Come on
back.
now, yeah,
Run
run
it
it
back.
back and play it again. Shows you a couple friends.
Send it to every couple that you want to be successful this year.
Every single person.
Mm-hmm. All right, close us out.
All right, I opened this up, so you gotta close this out.
Okay.
So we actually changed something around because we had a meeting as a team.
We did.
And we said, you know what, Jalon, you are great at introductions.
He is.
So you gonna be the one to introduce this podcast. And how you think I did?
I think you did phenomenal.
I think I did good. I don't even remember. It was such a long time ago now. I don't even know. All right, so we're gonna let you close this out.
All right. Well, if you made it this far into the episode, we ask you to like, comment, subscribe, leave in the notes in the comments some of the goals that you have. Anything that we did not think of that you're planning to do with your significant other, drop it below. Again, shop the links for some of these items. Okay, we're trying to, make it as simple as possible for you to get the resources that you need. And we're excited to see just all the goals and blessings fulfilled in your life this year. And until next time, I'm Sharnae Janice Abrams.
I'm Jalon Abrams.
Be easy.